Welcome back to the Cam's Rides podcast.
Hey! We're going to talk about how many shitty BMWs I now have.
Oh my god, honestly. Okay.
And how many front ends I pulled. This is the fourth one. Like, what the fuck?
Literally.
It's like,
Why do you keep tearing the front end off of cars?
front ends off shitty old BMWs. Sucks.
God.
So
What the
over it.
fuck?
Fucking cow. It's foggy. This is my favorite drive because it is so pretty.
It's so pretty. I mean, the sun's not going to come out till we get there now, but it's whatever.
That's okay.
It'll be golden hour during the car show. So that's pretty cool. Welcome to the first episode of the 47 podcast. It'll probably just be called the 47 podcast, so I don't
Just
have
for
to
now.
make a bunch of new resources, but
Honestly.
it's whatever. We got some interesting talking points today. Some of them from the community, some of them not. I know a lot of you submitted things on Instagram to talk about. Thank you. That was super helpful.
Because we're not creative.
Because we have no original ideas.
Also, that noise you hear in the background is me accelerating, so please try to block that out.
It comes up so much. You can see it.
I'm
so
sorry.
much.
Let me just...
I'm spreading out back there, dude.
Got a whole backseat.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah.
Cam's going to be in the background of this entire podcast, and you're not going to be able to hear him talk, so
But
don't worry about it.
I'll repeat anything he says if
Okay.
it's intelligible.
Intelligible. So we are on our way to Houston Cars and Coffee. It is McLaren Day.
Yes.
That
That is going to be super cool. I really hope to see the new, 7 LT, whatever it is.
Yeah, the touring car.
Yeah.
The new McLaren touring car.
Because that's the one that realistically, that's the one that I would get.
Really? Out of every McLaren?
Oh, yeah. It's
Oh,
pretty and it's
dude.
practical and it's still a McLaren.
But the 600 LT, though. Or the 570.
I don't know.
Or any other McLaren.
That's the 600 LT is
I
the one
haven't
I'm
seen
talking about, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
That's the
Is it?
touring one. I thought. I don't know.
I thought the 600 LT was the one that came out with the
Their numbers are so confusing. I can't keep track.
600 LT.
I can barely keep track of BMW.
2020 600 LT.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it?
Yeah. I think, well, no. That's
that's not it.
That's not it.
That's literally not it. No, this is the one I want. 600 LT, this is a photo of the 600 LT, is the one with it's the one that shoots flames, on demand.
Oh, okay.
The exhaust is that long.
Look up the touring, the GT one, whatever that. Look up the touring McLaren. That's the one I really like. It's pretty, it's comfortable. It's actually meant for road trips.
McLaren Touring.
That one.
Oh, God.
What is it called?
The McLaren GT.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That'll be a photo of it. So
Yeah,
you can
this is the one that I'm talking about right here.
I don't think it's that pretty.
I think it is. I think it's really pretty. It's refined and that's an old person car because I'm a boomer apparently.
Say that.
Cam calls me a boomer. So.
You would say it's refined.
It is.
It's not. It looks like a space age.
But don't
car.
get me wrong. Yeah, why is that bad?
Because space age cars are fucking ugly. The space age era of car design.
Really? I
got
totally
us.
disagree.
No, the space age era of car design, before the sharp design started coming into style, brought us the fucking old Beetle and the fucking
which was classic.
What the fuck is the ugly ass Pana bullshit car? Panorama.
I don't care. I don't know. You don't like the era.
Pontiac.
Yeah.
Every Pontiac made is the ugliest thing.
So you don't like the era where cars had fins and it was the space race.
I like
because those are my favorite.
I
Because
like
those are
old,
really futuristic and for their time, and they were just cool and streamlined and jet looking, and that was my favorite.
I just don't like cars that are over rounded. I don't like round cars.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of cars at the time did have the bubble top because they're
aliens
and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
yeah.
I like that type of
I like
style.
the old
It's
Corvettes.
We'll never have a time like that again.
No, yeah.
Which is what I really think is fascinating about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know, so Mercedes recently has started making their designs more boxy again.
That's
which
a good segue, yes.
You don't like.
Okay, I like boxy cars. Let me clarify that. Because I said I didn't like it.
You said
it's not that I don't like it. It's that I prefer the 8 Series over the one that Jack showed me. Here's a picture of the one that Jack showed me. And when you look at it, it's yes, it's more boxy. It's more stubby in the front. And to me, it looks kind of like a whale shark. Or like a bulldog. You know, it kind of just comes up to a stubby, flat front. And I don't know. I like the older Mercedes where they were a little bit more pointed in the front.
Okay. See, what I hope they do, I hope Mercedes starts off a trend, because I would love to see BMW rendered out that car that was their old boxy design, but on a new car.
Yeah.
And
that was the
it.
2002 Homage.
I thought it looked fucking amazing. They're not going to do it. It's like, it was one of those things that car manufacturers do where they render a car and they're like, hey, look at this thing that we
What's
could
that called?
do.
That's called a...
but we're not going to... Concept art.
Concept car, yeah.
Yeah. They were
they do make them, but they don't make them.
Well, they make
production.
them sometimes,
yeah.
but they're not going to be a thing normal people can buy.
No,
it's going to be like 6.
And honestly, though, I don't think many people would buy it if it actually came out. That's just too different. I would buy it.
I would buy this car with the old body.
Oh yeah,
with the old
that. Okay,
fuck.
Another good segue into the M3. The new M3 with the big ass grills.
Big grills. Yeah.
Okay, Cam doesn't like. A lot of people don't like it.
The big grills. I think they look fucking stupid.
They're long. They're instead of being, you know how BMW grills now are getting very wide and very just fat.
Everyone knows.
Well,
what you're
this one's okay. Here's a picture of the 7 Series. I mean, they don't look that great in pictures. I do like this 7 Series in person
because it's barn up here. Look at this barn.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
That's Santa's Wonderland.
Barn has a ton of Christmas lights on it.
Anyways,
oh, it's Santa Town, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. What was I saying? It looks better in person, but the new M3...
I do think it looks
They have very skinny grills, and they're very long. They go from the top of the hood down to about the bottom of the bumper.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's really, it brings me back to the old BMWs of the 50s and the 60s. And even before then, like the Type 301 or whatever it's called. Kim knows better than me the names. But where they, like the original BMWs, where they were very skinny and very long. And that's the reason I like it. It does look aggressive and it is something different. But you got to applaud them for trying something different, you know. It will take time for people to get used to it. And I will have to see it in person and see it on the road. But I mean, I really like the renders of it. I think it looks pretty aggressive.
His car just told us it was cold outside.
Yeah. Warning, it's 37 degrees. Thank you.
It's like the Ford warning notification that's like, car is on.
Yeah.
Like after you start your car,
I know it's on.
All
yeah,
right,
I clicked the
that's
button.
Fine. Like in an electric car, I guess that would make sense, but your car doesn't turn off if it's electric. So what the fuck?
It literally just, you
just close your door and then it does its thing.
Yeah. But I think that's so weird to me.
That's such a weird.
That is so weird.
Like I rode with someone in a Tesla a few months ago, and then we stopped.
I drove a Tesla.
We went in for lunch.
Yeah.
I've never driven a Tesla.
Oh, they're cool.
It's
super cool.
I've heard they're awesome.
I've
only ever ridden.
Like you step on it and it
just goes.
It's weird. Yeah. You know how when I drove Peyton's car and I click on the gas, I step on the gas and the torque pushes me back, which makes my foot lift off the gas.
Yeah.
And it makes you go like this.
The jolty thing.
Yeah. It didn't do that in the Tesla.
Yeah.
It was just you click on it and everything is just pushes you into the seat.
That's wild. That's cool.
It's just kind of cool.
I want to find someone who has a nice performance Tesla, and I want to do a vlog, or I want to do a podcast in a Tesla.
I want to do a Tesla review or something. But it's
that would be so.
It's weird how quiet it is too. That's okay. That's another good segue. We're kind of jumping all over the place. We will get into more refined list things.
Yes, yeah, we do. I do have a list.
The Taycan, the Taycan, the Taycan,
Porsche.
the Porsche, the new electric car. I think it's cool because they have a thing called pure sound or something like that. And you know how Teslas don't really make any noise when you step on the gas? Well, I kind of like there to be a little bit of noise. I mean, anyways, in the Tesla...
you're someone who drives this car.
Yeah.
That makes
I know.
noise.
But it is... I like to get some feedback when you step on the gas. Mm-hmm. In the Porsche, there is a sound. There is a very distinct sound that plays. I'll try to find an audio clip so you can hear it right here.
Yeah.
But it's a very distinct sound when you click on it, and I think it sounds super futuristic. It's like you're in a spaceship.
Well, in the U.S., I think it's either the U.S. or Europe. I don't remember, but
it's like how your car has active sound control. It's like that before electric motors, and it sounds so cool.
Every electric car by 2021, either in the US or in Europe, has to make a sound.
And this is on the exterior, so you can't creep up on someone and run them over.
Yeah. I guess a bunch of people were getting flattened by Teslas in the city? Like, I don't...
Yeah, I mean,
Teslas have active stop tech. Like, it'll stop if there's something in front of it.
I think people were just complaining about, like... And you can hear the tire noise and wind noise, I guess.
You can hear the tire noise, but I don't... Like, one of the big pushes that people who, like, pro-electric car people were talking about is it lowers the sound of city environments. Like, there's horns everywhere, and there's sirens, and there's car noise, and there's yada, yada, yada. Electric cars lower the sound, ambient sound of cities.
Yeah.
They just do. There's been music on this entire time.
Yeah, it was very quiet, though. I don't think they could hear it.
So the Porsche Taycan,
I think it's, I don't know. I say it different every time I say it.
I do say it different every time I say it. Went up, Top Gear did a thing against a Tesla Model S.
And it was all the performance, it was the dual motor.
It was the dual motor design, and the Taycan beat the Model S. Taycan, in a quarter-mile drag race, the Taycan got 10.6.
It's faster,
seconds.
Definitely. But here's something that's interesting, that I thought was interesting. The Tesla took off. And it was in the lead by at least a car length or more.
Yeah.
And it is faster to 60, but the Taycan is faster to 100.
Yeah.
So in the drag race, you'll see on Top Gear, the Tesla took off, and then this Porsche just kind of reeled it in. And I think that has to do with the fact that the Porsche has 2 gears. It's 2 electric gears that come on after 60, I think, or maybe 80. Which kind of...
So your 60 to 100 speed is faster than your 0 to 60 speed, is the purpose of this.
Yeah, and it's good for, like, cruising and, like, fast runs like that.
Passing someone.
Yes,
it's good for passing
exactly.
someone. Like, that's the practical application.
Yeah.
This episode of the 47 podcast is brought to you by Honey. Whether you're ordering pizza, buying clothes, or booking travel, we'll make sure you never overpay again. Still searching for promo codes? Honey will instantly find and apply the internet's best codes directly to your cart. Have an eye on something specific? Add it to your list and we'll notify you when the price drops. Never miss a lower price on Amazon? We'll compare every seller to find you the best possible deal. And yes, it even works with Amazon Prime. Time Magazine says it's basically free money. I know me and Jack both use Honey here at the 47 offices, and it is an amazing extension that you can get for basically any browser. Just go to joinhoney.com. It is completely free and you will not regret it. Thank you, Honey, for sponsoring this episode of the 47 podcast.
So, yeah, Porsche, 10.6 seconds, quarter mile at 131.6 miles per hour, and the Model S across the finish line at 11.08 seconds. 124 miles per hour.
And I would hope that it would be faster, honestly, because it still is a Porsche.
It is still
a
Porsche.
And here's the thing. Would you rather get the Tesla or would you rather get the Porsche? Because I'm kind of tied. I think I know which one I would get, but I'm kind of tied, and I'll tell you why after I hear what you say.
So,
think about everything. You have the superchargers for the Tesla.
I would get the Tesla because we drive a lot. We make road trips a lot. We drive back and forth from Austin a lot. Yeah. And if I didn't have to drive, that's the main push. Everyone who wants to get a Tesla is going to say they want a Tesla because they want auto drive. If they say they want it because it's good for the environment, then they're fucking lying. Okay? Because no one cares about the environment.
Also, it's not that good for the environment. It's still an electric battery.
It's still an electric battery, which they're working on, but whatever. Yeah. But, I looked at the price. The Taycan goes for $150,000. So
that's a lot.
But they're not that different.
No, they're not that different.
Tesla price.
Let me tell you, this is why I'm in the middle of the road. Because with Tesla, they've been here for a long time. You get the superchargers. Yeah. And that's really, if you're going to be driving it a lot and you're going to be doing road trips and stuff, go for the Tesla.
Go for the Tesla.
The Tesla. Yeah. Because you have the supercharger network.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, if you're driving it a lot, you're going to want it to drive well. And I'm an enthusiast, I would say. And I like driving cars for the hell of it, obviously, because I put 20,000 miles on this car in a year. Just doing useless little trips.
My
and drives.
counter argument for that is...
Well, hear this.
Okay.
I would get the Porsche.
Yeah.
Because it's coming from... Their main goal when they were building that car was to have that car compete with the 911 and have it up to par with handling, power, overall, like a 911.
Because Porsche didn't go into this design wanting to beat Tesla.
No, that
Porsche went
wasn't
into
their
this
goal.
design wanting to make an electric car
that was as good as the 911,
comparable to their
And that's why I would get it. It
Which makes
drives so much nicer than Teslas, and I've driven a Tesla, and they have.
You've driven the S, the X,
the S.
The S.
I did not drive the 3, and I really want to because that has springs versus air
and
ride.
that's my argument. The 3 is the sports car of the bunch. Aside from the Roadster. I mean, the Roadster is obviously going to be faster than everything else. It's going to have spring suspension. It's going to have sports handling, yada, yada, yada. But, like, why not get, for literally a quarter of the price, a 300-mile, 2.60 to 60 Model 3?
Yeah. I do. I love the Model 3. I would get that as a daily, no doubt.
That as a daily.
But, it smells like skunk.
Ass. Yeah.
Anyway.
Fucking Cam. No. God damn it.
Anyways, I still think I would rather have the Porsche because of the... It is still a Porsche. There's my old car.
Gross.
It's still a Porsche. It drives like a Porsche. And that's the main reason I love BMWs. Nothing drives like a BMW.
Yeah.
Nothing drives like a Porsche. The Tesla's just kind of It's floaty. And they did some like... What's the race called where you race through the cones? Autocross? Yeah, they did autocross with both of them on the Top Gear video on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you could clearly tell the Porsche was miles better than the Tesla in the corners. And I love driving, so I want a car that handles nice, feels nice.
Yeah.
You know, and with the Porsche, you could take corners, and it's fast and it's electric, so you rocket out of those corners.
Yeah.
With the Tesla, you have to slow down more for the corners.
Yeah.
It doesn't have as good brakes. It doesn't have as good suspension, so you really have to slow further down in the corners than you would with the Porsche. And that's one of the things that I think is kind of like I would rather have it drive better than have the autonomous driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the supercharger network. Another thing is the Porsche has the new charging rate. It charges at like 3 times faster than the Tesla.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Because I forget the exact, it's like 180 watts, which is a
kilowatt
lot. Which is like a lot.
Yeah.
You can get like full charge in 45 minutes versus...
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, or at least 80%, which is Tesla takes longer than
Tesla does take longer than yeah, so it's, I mean, if you're gonna get one or the other, are you gonna take your car hauling ass through the hills?
I mean,
or do you want something fast that you can city drive? I mean, they're really close cars.
They are. I mean, and you also got to factor in price. Yeah. Yes, the Model 3, is like $30,000 for the base model, and it's one motor. It's like I would get that strictly as a daily.
Yep.
Now, if I wanted a all-around car, you know, like this car, it's fast, it's fairly comfortable, and it can take corners.
Yeah.
I think the Porsche does a better job than if I were to get the dual motor Tesla.
Yeah, like you said earlier.
It is more expensive, but it is also a Porsche.
So, Top Gear did their drag race. I was listening to the Waveform podcast the other day.
That's Marquez?
That's Marquez Brownlee podcast, MKBHD's podcast. And I'll link this episode below and the tweet that Marquez linked in the show notes. But there is a tweet from Paul Marek who said he spotted Nico Rosenberg at the Frankfurt Motor Show and asked him if he's going to attempt a lap in the Model S at the Nürburgring. and he said that he and Tesla are still in discussions. This Model S with a roll cage was spotted near the Nürburgring today.
That's
And,
cool.
This tweet will be linked. I'm not going to put the pictures in. That's a lie. I'm going to put the pictures in. This is a picture of the
Pictures here.
It has a wider body at the rear. It's stanced a little bit. It's got thick ass tires on the back.
And
It's got a new rear wing, not wing.
but let me tell you
thing.
another thing that I just thought of now, that because Tesla's on the track, you can really only do like a couple laps, then it has to cool down.
It has to cool
With the new charging technology and battery technology that's in the Porsche, you can do that all day.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just they use a different type of like cooling and a different type of battery system, and
Which is
power
interesting.
Than
I mean,
Tesla.
although the cars are competing, like I would love to see. It was a Ford Chevy thing, right? Where they co-developed a transmission. Wasn't that Ford and
Yeah.
Chevy? I'd love to see something like that for a battery.
Yeah.
Like Porsche can take their cooling tech and put it in like a Tesla battery, because the Tesla is probably going to have a longer range, just because of their years of experience with battery tech. Stuff like I'd love to see something like that. Probably won't happen, but I mean,
And
that
let
would
me
be
tell you,
badass.
electric cars, they do get good mileage. I mean, but like nothing, until an electric car can hit 400 miles per charge, I wouldn't really consider it.
Well, the Roadster
Yeah,
gets
but
400.
that's like how much, that's expensive.
Oh yeah, I mean, but the Tesla Model 3 falls behind it. What, like they're longer.
They're 260.
The Model 3's new long range dual motor battery or dual motor systems gets 316.
And I'm out of whole tank in a fast car getting 344. And I'm getting 20 mpg. That's not nearly as good as I can get.
I get
When I
28
get
miles
good
to the
MPG,
gallon.
I
and
get like
only
400
get
plus.
316.
I get 400 plus miles.
I drive a
And my
Lexus
mom's car,
NX. I drive a piece of shit.
my mom's car gets like 520 miles on a full tank of
That's
gas.
insane.
Yeah,
I don't get.
and that's a 5 Series.
Both of their cars are faster than my car.
And get
And
better gas mileage.
Get significantly better gas mileage.
Sorry, I'm accelerating.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
annoying. I can feel my eardrums vibrating. when you
I know, I
accelerate.
really need an exhaust.
Anyway, the rest of this tweet that he was tweeting out, he's talking about the wider fender flares, a rear spoiler, a roll cage, and Michelin's work up to our.
Tires.
So yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. I look forward to seeing
I still,
Tesla is preparing their cars for the Roadster.
But they're going to have a problem with the cooling.
I don't think they will.
Not on the Roadster, but on
Yeah.
the S. And
Yeah,
that's
well, I
where the
mean, like-
Porsche will walk it.
Yeah.
It can do that shit all day.
Oh god, there were rough
You know,
road signs.
And
The
the Tesla just can't. Like, that's why
Yeah.
when you see a Tesla go to drag strips, it can really only do a couple runs.
yeah,
The Porsche can do that all day
yeah,
and not have any problems until it runs out of battery. But
like Tesla's not doing this now because the new Tesla Roadster was supposed to come out in 2020. It's clearly not going to happen. It'll
I don't think
probably
so.
come out 2021 unless it comes out in December
Late
of 2020, which they probably won't do.
and if it does, it'll probably be like the Model 3 where you only have one
only have one
package and it's
package.
the most expensive package.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember because I haven't watched the launch event in a while. But I don't remember if there were more than one package.
There was.
There's one or two.
I mean, there was like, I think he said there was going to be at least 2, and then he teased at the SpaceX one, which uses light
Oh,
rockets.
there's like rocket.
I
thing.
don't. I mean, he's
I-
crazy enough to make that a real thing, and I kind of
Yeah.
think he would. Just like,
But I think he'd
For
sell
one.
like 5.
yeah,
Like you're not gonna no.
that's
You're gonna
not
put
like
rockets
a
in a
real.
car.
No,
Sorry, Flintstones, whatever the fuck. But no, like we're not Jetsons. Flintstones.
yeah.
Flintstones. That tells you my knowledge of comic. Old kid shows.
I literally have not really been paying attention to driving, and I've been
Children
doing pretty
shows.
good.
That's comforting.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be cool.
Anywho,
But-
to summarize this talk, I think Porsche is all around a better designed, better driving, better car than the Tesla.
For now.
That being said, they're two cars for two different things.
Yeah.
If you like driving and you like spirited driving, always go for the Porsche. Yeah. If you like sitting there and having your car drive for you, you like having quirks and things like that in Tesla, and you like the supercharger network, and that's something that's really valuable for you, go for the Tesla. And they've been here longer.
Yeah.
That being said, Porsche is they have more cars in their lineup. They've actually been here for longer. They know more about how to make a car than Tesla does. And they have better quality control as well.
And I don't feel like Tesla's going to go out of this going, all right, here is a track-ready Model S. I feel like Tesla only built this car
just
because they're preparing for the Roadster.
Yeah.
Because they're getting
ready
to
test
actually
their battery system. And
yeah, they need to test their new motors.
Yeah.
And it's called a plaid powertrain was the quote from the Waveform podcast. MKBHD said, and he's a pretty in the loop dude when it comes to like this.
Yeah, he pays attention.
Met with Elon Musk. Like he interviewed the dude a long time ago, or not a long time, like a few years.
A couple months ago. Years.
And he said it was a new plaid powertrain, was what they were calling it. So I feel like that'll be the thing to go into the Roadster. A more refined version.
The Roadster's going to be a different beast.
Roadster will be a different beast. Speaking of electric, what do you think of the new Mustang hatchback thing?
I didn't think it was real at
Disaster.
first. And then I saw on Twitter it was actually a Ford Post.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think because I haven't seen it yet except for the outline that he posted on Twitter.
I kind of hope it's one of those concept car, like, hey, we can do this, but we're not going to.
No, they're going to.
Fuck.
They're going to. There's no doubt about it. They're going to do that. I don't like that
they're basing it off of the Mustang.
It's going to be cool. It's
not.
The Camaro Blaze, is it called the Blazer or whatever it is? It looks like not Camaro, the Chevy Blazer. It looks like a Camaro. I think that's cool. That's what I think Ford is trying to get at, but makes the electric.
I hadn't thought about the Blazer. That is a direct
And
comparison.
I think it looks super cool.
I do too.
The only comparison that's not direct is that one's gas, one's electric, which is going to be cool. I just don't really know what they were...
I have no idea what they're going to do with the car. They haven't listed any stats. They haven't talked about it.
I don't know anything about it.
The concept post.
I mean, I've seen some, we'll show some pictures that we can find of renders of it and stuff. I think it looks cool, I guess. I just don't really understand it.
Why
I don't
not?
really understand it.
I don't understand what they're doing with the Mustang. Why not do it with the RS?
I don't know. Because Ford doesn't make sense to me. They got rid of half their lineup.
They did.
They only have trucks and Mustang, and they don't have the Fusion or the ST or the Fiesta or any of that anymore. And now they're trying to bring in a hatchback SUV crossover electric thing,
Mustang,
which I don't really understand.
Yeah. But I don't know. If it's based off a Mustang, I think it's gonna have this sporty interior. I picture a Model 3. I picture a Mustang Model 3.
I picture a Model Y, where it's where it's or a X6 or X4. The BMW, it's not an SUV, but it's not a coupe or a car.
Yeah.
It's just kind of some weird thing in between.
Yeah.
But
I can see that.
I just don't really understand where they're coming from with it. I think it's cool once it comes out. There's not much I can say because there's no details.
Yeah.
So there's that. I think it could be a cool thing, but I also think it's what? That's super weird, and I didn't expect it.
A little quirky, and it is out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There was the first GT500 event where you can drive it. First public one to my knowledge. I say public. You had to pre-order one. But
Doug DeMuro,
Jay Leno, Doug DeMuro, and shit went out. They all went out there and drove the GT500s.
I think that's
cool.
a super cool car.
Yeah.
And I think it's very, very expensive.
It's not.
It is.
It's only $100,000 car.
Oh, it's only $100,000.
Yes, but it's
okay.
The GT500's direct competitor is what? A Corvette.
I don't know. Yeah.
A Corvette that's out. Okay, not the C8 or the new one. Is C8?
Yeah.
It's a C8, right? Not the new one, because the new one's going to be $100,000 car too.
C7.
Okay, the one that's out now is more expensive.
What would you rather have, though?
The GT500.
Or the
without
GT350?
500. The GT500 has the four GTs, dual clutch transmission. It's got, and I wouldn't get the balls to the wall pack either.
See,
I would get the handling package without the carbon track pack.
That's too
Because
expensive.
the carbon track pack's a $15,000 package.
I thought it was 20.
It's either $15,000 or $20,000. But like, I mean, I think Ford is selling this car at a very reasonable price. Because you can buy a base model,
I agree,
very fast,
but
track capable car for
$90,000. Here's my thing, and I drive a. I mean, okay, whatever. Let's get this off the table. I drive a BMW. I like luxury cars.
Yes.
To me, if you're spending that much, and I understand it's a muscle car, it's like a sports car, very powerful.
It's a track
whatever.
muscle car.
Yeah, it's a track car. To me, I think it's too much. It's still too much of a regular base model Mustang to be $100,000. Yes, it's fast. Yes, it has the engine to back up for that. It has a transmission to back up for that. It has the sound, everything. But it still has a lot of, and this is Ford in general, and a lot of like Chevy in general. To me, it still has a lot of plastic in it, and like it still shares a lot of the cheap stuff that's in Jack's car, which is a $20,000 car EcoBoost, and like I feel like they should have and could have made the materials a little bit better, especially in the GT500. That's.
I mean, I guess
I'm not talking
right.
about the seats. I'm not talking about stuff like that. But just the hard touch plastic, the stuff that you touch every day.
Well, the entire interior
Make that-
the entire interior is carbon fiber.
Only with the carbon revolution. I'm just talking like that was something Doug brought up in his thing. He's like they still have the cheapest like headline, like the regular headliner. They still have the trunk or the boot for the British viewers.
I mean, my
it's
argument
the cheap
is
liner.
Like if I'm buying that car, I don't care. You know, if I want
I would.
If I want a well-produced,
I would.
because you want a luxury sports car.
Yeah.
Ford doesn't make luxury sports cars.
I know.
Ord makes
I think
fast.
they could have
muscle
done a
cars.
little bit better with the materials, but that's
Yeah.
I think the overall car is great. I love it.
Well,
And
I mean,
I think the
you
same
can
thing
apply
about
that-
the GT350.
Well, yeah.
I think they're awesome, and they do have suede, like Alcantara and stuff. They're really nice. I just think there are little things that they could have made nicer, especially for the GT500.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like 100 plus for a car. Think about all the cars you can get that have around the same power and are just nicer in general.
So what
Because-
car that makes the same amount of power
I mean,
would
the
you buy instead?
M5, M8, 50.
How much is the M5?
I think, and they're like 80 plus.
How much is a 2020 M5?
Are they like 80, 90 plus?
No, they're more than that.
Okay. Yeah.
They might start at like 100, but you're not getting one for 100 from BMW.
Oh, no way. Yeah. So, okay. So the M5, they go 100 up, pretty much. I don't know.
It's more than that. I wanna
Really?
say they started at
Damn, I didn't
120.
think. Holy
So they
crap.
start at $120,000.
That's a lot. And they have a V8. That's twin turbo V8.
Turbo V8.
Yes, the GT500 is supercharged V8. But
you can take it to Hennessy after you buy it for $20,000 more, even if
And-
you don't get the track
and
pack and get 1,500 horsepower.
that's pretty. Look at the like sunrise or whatever.
Oh, that's
and you can see the
sick.
fog.
You see the fog.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But like I sit in the BMW and I'm like, this is worth the money. All the
The
materials around you.
GT500 starts at fucking. The page isn't loading.
GT350 or 500?
500.
What's it start at? That's probably for base.
500 starts at $72,000.
Okay. Yeah.
So if we're talking base car, $72,000. What is your competitor?
This episode of the 47 podcast is brought to you by Vosh Auto Care. For detailing enthusiasts, by detailing enthusiasts. At Vosh Auto Care, we strive for perfection in our products and services. They began as a mobile detailing business with dreams of creating the best possible products for all car enthusiasts to enjoy. We use Vosh Auto Care on all of our cars here at 47. You can get the monthly subscription intermediate detailer box for $40 a month. Use the code in the show notes to get 15% off your order. Thank you, Vosh Auto Care, for sponsoring this episode of the 47 podcast.
It's not the M5.
No.
Not the M5.
No, okay. Not the M5. Maybe M3, M4, something like that.
Okay.
That's from BMW.
That's from BMW.
And here's something that, like I've said before,
Chevy didn't really have anything.
is the reason I like these cars, especially on the new ones. Like the F30 is kind of Spartan, I guess, in the interior, but like I sit in it and I'm like, okay, this is worth it. Everything you touch.
I don't know. I kind of
of
hate these seats, but
Really?
Yeah. I
That's
do
weird.
hate these seats.
Have you even sit in your? And I sit in like a Mustang. And I'm like, okay, this is very clear. Like they still have, they're not powered seats. They're still like mechanical seats that go
These
back.
seats
and
are
forth.
half power.
I know, but I just think,
I mean, it's not.
and especially
okay.
like on the GT500.
I mean, you and
the
I
GT350
expect
and
different things in a car.
GT. I know.
You are a very BMW driver.
Yes.
Like you want
I
a powered
like
seat, you want a
the
heads-up
luxury
display,
aspect.
you want fucking.
And for the price, I just think of all
you
the
want the seat
cars
to suck
that-
your dick. I want just fucking slam it and drive. I don't care. Like if it didn't have a body, I would still drive it. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
And I actually didn't know the GT500 started at $70,000. That is way cheaper than I
You're
thought. I
probably
thought
not
it
gonna
started
get
at 90.
Yeah, it says that,
but that's also
I mean,
for like
it's like the same thing with the Supra. It starts at 60 grand, but nobody's.
But
getting
no
one for
one's gonna
60.
get one. at
Model
60
3 as
grand.
well. It starts at
All right,
It's
so
it's
let's.
gonna be the same thing with that. 'Cause nobody's
let's-
gonna buy a base model GT500.
No way.
All right, let's.
People that are buying them have way more money.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
build.
So what Cam
I'm
is
gonna
saying
build my
now
GT500.
that there's no way you're going to be able. There's no like with all cars really. They show the base price, and there's no way you can get a base price because that's like literally with nothing in it, and every normal person's going to kit it out to how they want it to be.
Your basic GT500's got a 5.2 liter supercharger, like cross-plane clank V8, 7-speed dual clutch transmission. I mean, it doesn't have the track pack Carbon Revolutions wheels that the GT does, but it's still got the leather trim Miko seats. I mean, or for $1,000 more, you add the handling pack, which puts on gurney flaps and splitter wickers, which you have to put on yourself, but you know, it's fine.
Yeah,
But the downside is no one's going to buy one without a technology pack, and those are $3,000.
exactly. That's where the price just shoots up is with options and things like that. That they're like people are going to need this, so we can charge an arm and a leg for it.
Okay, so my build. This is my build. It is the race red with a white stripe, not the painted stripes, because they charge you $10,000 to
ridiculous.
paint a white stripe
Yeah,
on your
that's
car.
ridiculous.
But a $1,000 vinyl white stripe with the handling pack and the technology pack is $80,000. It's $80,000
Yeah.
Before delivery and tax.
before delivery, before tax.
And who knows how much that's going to be.
So we'll do.
Because you got to say dealer fees as well, too. 'Cause
Oh,
they're gonna be like, oh, yeah, we had to charge you an extra $2,000 to wash it.
Yeah.
Bullshit like that.
Yeah,
Or
we
it's a
prepared it
collectible,
for
We're
you.
going to charge you
Yeah.
I could finance it for $1,200 a month. It's less than
That's less
that
than
is
Jack's Mercedes.
$500 less than my mom's LX.
What? Oh my gosh.
$1,500 a month, not including insurance, for her LX. And that
No
thing's a
way.
tank.
It's literally just a fancy Toyota. I just
It's a
don't.
Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
It is a Land Cruiser. I had a Land Cruiser, and it's the same car.
Literally. Yeah.
Land
Oh
Cruisers
my
are
God.
sick.
Land Cruisers are sick.
agree.
I
Speak
love
from
the Land.
I love Toyota.
I speak from experience too. I fucking love Land Cruisers.
I love Toyotas.
Fuck
I
Lexus.
just hate Lexus. You get charged too much for what you get. And that brings us all the way back to the conversation we were having before.
Yeah.
I think with the Mustang, the GT500, they charge you a lot more than what you get, material-wise.
Material-wise, yes. And power-wise, I think it's pretty fair.
No. Oh, yeah.
But we'll end it there.
There's that. What's the next?
We're going
topic.
to talk about the new Pixel and the new iPhone.
Oh, no.
This is not a car podcast. This is the 47 podcast. We don't get to talk about. We're very technology-based guys.
We both like technology,
We both
so
love
we gotta
tech. Jack
argue about
loves
this
tech.
real quick.
We have to talk about we'll talk about camera stuff. We'll talk about phones. We'll talk about the iPad, stuff like that. The new Pixel 4 sucks, and here's why.
I hate Pixel.
I am a Google person. I'm a Samsung person, and I love it. And I would have bought the Pixel 3. Okay, the new Pixel 4 sucks ass, and here's why. They don't have a matte black. That really bothers me a lot.
They don't?
They don't have a matte black. The phone is not matte black. It is gloss black.
What?
It's
I thought the other ones were matte.
They are. There's a matte white, a matte
Are you
coral
serious?
orange,
What are
and
they
a gloss
thinking?
black.
That is so dumb.
What the fuck? There are. It has the big ass square on the back because iPhone started that trend. Now, thanks iPhone.
I just don't
And-
understand where they're coming from.
I don't
They
know.
seem like they're just trying to copy all the bad things about Apple. They're trying to copy the price, and they're trying to copy like
On
the
the
lack
4, they are
hardware.
copying the price and jacking it up.
Yeah.
You could buy an iPhone 11 for less than you could buy a Pixel 4.
And I just don't
And-
understand it really. I don't understand where the whole Google thing is coming from.
Well, the Pixel 3 was cheaper than the iPhone, and the cameras are so.
Let me tell you, the new
much
iPhones
better
are not more expensive than they were
than
last
they
year.
were.
They've topped off at price pretty much.
That's insane.
They've
but,
the
like-
starting price is the same as it always has been.
So, the Pixel 4 has the big ass square on the back with a bunch of sensors and shit, and 2 cameras, not 3.
Only 2 cameras, which is
three.
crazy because I thought they were going to come with a wide-angle lens. They didn't for some reason.
A normal lens.
That
and-
makes 0 sense. To me.
and a-
I don't
and a
understand why
telephoto.
anybody. I don't understand why anybody would get a Pixel.
Who the fuck uses the telephoto lens?
I don't. I would
I have
rather.
a 3. I have a 3.
I would rather have a wide-angle lens.
I have a 3 camera phone. Never use the telephoto ever.
Yeah.
Period. Ever.
You just get closer to whatever the heck you're trying to.
And I quote the guy who was on stage. He messaged me. I should probably look at that.
Who?
And I quote the guy who was on stage at the Google unveil event.
Yo, these would make for some sick rollers at that sunrise.
Yeah.
We did some stuff last time. They were cool, dude. At the Google event, the guy on stage said, "While wide angle may be fun, we think telephoto is more useful."
I disagree.
What the hell?
I'm just saying, for the price, I'm an Apple fanboy. Yeah, whatever. I
But
just
you're
think- Again, that comes back to value for price. I would much rather get a iPhone than a Google Pixel.
I would rather get an iPhone than a Google Pixel 4.
Yeah, I really just don't.
Like Google
Get it.
really
I just don't get it.
fucked the pooch on this one.
I don't get it.
It doesn't
makes no
have
sense.
and iPhone users have been without this for a while. Y'all haven't had a fingerprint reader. I still have the under-screen ultrasonic fingerprint reader, and I
That's
like
cool.
it because
Yeah.
because our Face ID kind of sucks ass. But the Google Pixel 4 doesn't have an under-screen fingerprint reader. It just has Face ID.
It's just they're charging so much for a device that has no. It's. I've thought this for every Google Pixel phone. They're a year behind.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. They're a year behind everyone.
I think they've been a year ahead in cameras until now.
Yeah, but hardware-wise, they're a year behind. And they're charging
I like
premium phone price for old hardware.
For old hardware.
And think about like the.
They don't have the new Snapdragon processor.
No, they still don't. They
The
still
new-
have the
the
same
new-
one as last year. All the new phones have the new one.
Yep.
The iPhones are the fastest they've ever been. They're just the best they've ever
Like
been.
the new-
And they're consistently like that every year. And Samsung as well.
And iPhones don't need 16 gigs of RAM like
'Cause they're
my phone.
optimized.
My phone has 16 gigs of RAM and it runs really well, but my phone needs 16 gigs of
That's the
RAM
thing about
because
Apple.
my OS is
They
unstable.
make they control the hardware, they control the software.
Apple's OS is so micromanaged and so tested that it's very optimized. So iPhones need 4 to 8 gigs
Yeah.
of RAM.
Yeah.
And they don't need a bunch of stuff in their phones, which makes their phones compact and well-made and whatever. You're not allowed to argue with me on this because you'll disagree.
What?
But if you are a Android user or if you've used a Google Pixel, if you have a Pixel 3 and you want to buy a new Google-based phone, buy an S10. If you don't want to buy an S10, buy a OnePlus 7 Pro
I like OnePlus.
from an
Good
Apple
value
from
for
an
money.
Apple guy.
Good
I like
device
OnePlus.
for the money.
And it's because it's
And is it-
$600.
Is that your battery?
Is that a turbocharger?
I think. Do we have more space?
Okay, we have 9, 8, 7. All right, thank you for watching the podcast. We'll see you in the next one.
Wait, what?
Peace.
No.
We have 3 seconds.
All right, so our SD card
Our last
ran out of
SD card
space.
got full at the get off.
in the middle of
Get
our
off.
sentence.
We're going to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Chick-fil-A. No.
Anyways, we
Chick-fil-A,
both
please
kind of
sponsor us.
agree. Tell me, shush.
Okay.
Anyways, to conclude our last sentence that got cut off, we both agree that you shouldn't really buy a Pixel.
Don't
It's
buy
not
the
worth it for the price.
Yeah.
And either get a Samsung or a OnePlus or an iPhone if you're into that. Which
Like the
I am.
OnePlus.
Where do I go?
Straight.
Oh, okay.
The OnePlus has the new Snapdragon.
I know, there's just no
processor,
reason to.
And like, it's just such a weird time to release a phone, dude. It's so quiet now.
No,
What?
that's
the?
nice.
See how low the audio level is.
I know,
for
right?
ambient noise when you're.
Anyways,
not accelerating?
is there anything else to talk on our list?
I think that's it. That's kind of it, though.
Well, we'll just kind of conclude, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hope this was, you could hear us, first of all. I hope it was
Yeah.
fairly informative and sparks, like, talk in the comment and more interaction. Because that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to get more interaction with
Yeah.
y'all.
So, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
There'll be mid-rolls that I'll record later. I'm trying to think.
We're just trying this new thing and seeing how it works. I mean, I thought it was kind of fun
I
because
thought
I
it
like
went
talking about this
really
stuff. And I
well.
don't get to
I
talk
don't know
about it.
how
that
long.
much.
I think it was an hour. Probably an hour.
Like
It'll
45
probably be an hour,
minutes.
whatever.
Maybe next time we'll try to cut it down so it's not so much rambling. But yeah, I thought just submit more like ideas and stuff for us to do because we're just trying a bunch of stuff. Anyways.
There's no way anybody can hear you right now.
Nope.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, okay. Cam's back just like, ha, 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 ha.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.